the security situation, and we're joined by Max Gbanite from our Abuja studios. He's a security consultant and analyst. Morning, and thank you for joining us this year. It's the first of the year, actually.
Thank you for having me.
Not sure if you saw the interview of former President Obasanjo talking about what we need to do or how we're approaching security this time. Have you read or seen it, either his or the response from any quarters?
Let it be on record that I am speaking as a private citizen. But before I comment on the rascality of Obasanjo, let me wish the viewers of Channel Happy New Year and a progressive 2013 for the Federation of Nigeria. And to the studio hands there, welcome to 2013. Now, Obasanjo was described by leadership newspaper as a clown. And his utterances has elevated him to that level. Now, he has an opportunity as a member of National Council of States to offer valuable commendations to the President, Jonathan, on how best to handle the Boko Haram based on the vast of experience Obasanjo has. But he failed in his duty as a former president to do that. Rather, he went on to CNN, to international community, to expose the underbelly. Boko Haram, as it is today, is a new phenomenon that wouldn't have degenerated to the level that we have it had the former President Obasanjo, in his 8 years in office, done what was fundamentally right in promotion of democracy. We are where we are today because of what he and his administration failed to do. Therefore, I find it quite stultifyingly mundane that he will go on CNN rather than talk about his foundation, but begin to denigrate a nation that gave him a platform to be recognized by the international community.
All right. Yes, you may be speaking as a private citizen, an individual, but I know you know, but just for the avoidance of that, you do know that we are aware and lay emphasis on the principle of vicarious liability, and as such, we actually take exceptions to defamation of character, and so we'd just like you to just take note of that. But for those who may have missed that interview, which you mentioned once or twice, let's just see it now, and we'll continue from there.
To improve human security where it's most needed in Africa. We've chosen 4 areas. We've chosen area of food and nutrition security. We have chosen education issue, particularly girl-child education, youth empowerment and employment issue, and we have also chosen health issue.
Let's talk a little bit about security in Nigeria and the group Boko Haram. Do they undermine the kind of goals your foundation has?
Boko Haram undermines security, and anything that undermines security undermines development, undermines education, undermines health, undermines agriculture, and food and nutrition security.
Do they have links with Al-Qaeda, other jihadi groups?
About a year and a half ago, I tried to reach out to them. And I asked their lawyer, who was acting in proxy, and was in contact with them. I said, look, are they acting on their own, or do they have external support? And he said to me, either Nigerians who have resources abroad are supporting them, or other organizations from abroad are supporting them. Now, if they had 25% support a year and a half ago, today that support must have doubled. To deal with a group like that, you need carrot and stick. The carrot is finding out how to reach out to them. And the stick is when you try to reach out to them, those that are not amenable to being reached out to. You have to use the stick.
Do you think Goodluck Jonathan's been doing a good job with Boko Haram?
Well, he has been doing a bit of job, but it should be a double track job.
What do you mean?
You must have two track.
So he's just using the stick, you think?
He's using the stick.
So you don't think he's handling it correctly?
I'd say he's doing one aspect of it well. The other aspect must not be ignored.
Would Nigeria ever split into North and South?
No, no, no. I think we in Nigeria now know it will cost us much more to break up than it will cost us to come together.
What do you disagree with there? Because, I mean, he's entitled to his opinion, isn't he?
Number one, he talked about his foundation, talking about girl child. For 8 years, if that was put in place under a federal policy platform, we wouldn't be worried about the foundation establishing a girl child education. Rather, they will be improving on what we have. He talked about education. He started basic education in the primary, but never funded it properly for it to take an accelerated movement. Therefore, the education crisis that Umaru Yar'Adua inherited and Jonathan have also inherited is because of failure of that Obasanjo's administration to do what was needed in education. He talked about healthcare, improving of healthcare. The administration is still under investigation for the billions of naira spent in promotion of primary healthcare in all local governments that was never delivered. And the culprits are still in the party system, enjoying party patronage. Had that been done, he wouldn't be talking about healthcare. He talked about security. Yes. 4 initial members of Boko Haram were arrested in 2000. He ordered that they were released. He allowed Sharia to take effect because of an unholy alliance allegedly between him and the then governor of Zamfara state, only because strategically they wanted to make sure that the then National Security Advisor did not have a hold in government. Therefore, he called it political Sharia. That political Sharia moved on to Borno State. He had allegedly an unholy alliance with the governor, former governor of Borno State, Ali Modu Sharif. Now, in his interview, what we had expected an elder statesman like him to have said when he was asked about the security situation in Nigeria, he would have said that the security situation in Nigeria is not only in Nigeria. The United States, Britain, everybody has security challenges, and that Goodluck Jonathan is doing his best to arrest the situation. That would have ended it. Now, to move into stick and carrot approach, since it is on record in Nigeria that he is the one that propped up Goodluck Jonathan as a president, then it is wise that Jonathan learn something from him in the way and manner with which he handled any kind of aggression against government. But the issue of Boko Haram, I want to commend the men and women in uniform in Nigeria who are losing their lives daily, trying to, again, arrest this situation. The carrot approach from the president, at this particular point in time, let me pause to let your viewers know that I am not a presidential attack dog, neither am I his attack crocodile, but I'm a passionate, patriotic Nigerian that speaks it the way I say it. And what I think is happening is that the presidency have said, we want to deal with Boko Haram, and yet the Boko Haram have not come on to deal with the presidency. Therefore, if the military believe that the stick approach will get results, we will see. But I have said time without number that it is time for the president to borrow from Umaru Yar'Adua and call for amnesty and total amnesty. Anything short of that will not bring this Boko Haram to an end.